flex. The livest one in the section. With the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. It's time to bleed. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Good morning. Let's do this roll call because I want to get to the smoke. We got to run down this list. Stormy in here with everything. Salute to you, good brother. G. McCall, Columbia. Miss Van Houder, good morning, ma'am. Bernard Gilbert. Then the Ellaby's nose in the building. HMC. Michael Fleming. Todd Swindle. Coach in the building. Salute. 88 Sports Talk. Shogun. Rick. LDBC or nothing. Daniel Mitchell. Mind of Matza Musa, my brother. What's good? Bionic Prince. Welcome down, Van Houder. Salute. Come on in, like the video, hype the video, smash the like button, share the video, share our content. Because they take us out the algorithm. You know they're going to do it. You know they're going to do it with this. Kevin, what up, Kev? You know they're going to do it with this one. Because I'm getting at everybody this morning. My intent is to show you the truth. My intent this morning is to prove that Devin Haney is who you wish your favorite fighter could be. And here's the weird part. All of these goons on that list, because they're goons now. All of these goons had nothing but space and opportunity. They had space and opportunity to get it done. Some of these clowns, because I'm calling them all clowns, some of these clowns had more than one opportunity. The rest just chose to go other directions. So my goal, listen carefully, my goal is to tell the truth. And I kid you not, it's going to sound insulting. What do I always say? Stop me when I'm lying. Showtime, what up? D. Scott, what up? So let's do it. Let's do it because I want to get through this. Debo Dev has a list. There's even someone running around in this meme that had an opportunity, the killer that he was. You know, let's start with him. ATX, what up? Let's start with him. Let's start with the killer, Subriel Matias. Rackete. Remember him? What happened? I'm not talking about what happened to him a couple of weeks ago. You know why that's irrelevant? Because 2 effing years ago, he could have fought Devin. And what up? He could have fought Devin. Y'all remember that? I did a whole live that Monday about that. Y'all remember when Bill pulled up on me? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember Bill pulled up? Me, Callie, Stormy, and Tay Jones was on the panel. Bill pulled up on us. He's like, yo, we were trying to get that Super Del Matias. Y'all remember that? It was only like, what, almost 2 years ago. Bill pulled up on me. I gave him the link, and he said, we try to get that Super Del Matias. Remember that? I start getting phone calls. Oh, well, Bill lied again. But wait, hold on. What do you mean Bill lied again? What are you talking about? See, when you come at me and say things like that, that tells me the side of history you're on. That tells me already. But I said, go ahead, do tell. Do tell. Bill wasn't talking to the right person. Said, okay. Do tell. He was talking to somebody named Peter Kahn. Y'all remember this? I didn't know who a Peter Kahn was. I said, okay. So Bill came to my live, and that person was watching, and then hits me on the DM saying, Bill lied again. Oh, he lied again. Okay. I'm listening when people talk. I'm like, all right, well, tell me what the lie was, man. He's not trying to fight Super Del Matias because he wasn't talking to the right person. Okay. Discrepancy. So I said, well, let's check the information. As you know, our good brother Cano Loco knows Super Del Matias' team personally. So he made a phone call. And the information I got was Super Del's team is pissed off at Peter Kahn. I said, why? He said, he don't work with them. I said, what? So why the F did he call Bill? He said, I don't know. I don't know. I was like, what? See, I remember when I did that live, and Peter Kahn is I think he's a manager or something, but he's on BoxRec. So I said, never mind that. Y'all want to call Bill a liar? I was told that this man has nothing to do with Super Del Matias' team. So here's what I want y'all to do. Since y'all ran to me and said Bill's lying, right? Y'all in my DMs told my Bill's lying. I said, here's what you do. I was told that this guy lied. I was told that he spoke to Bill, but then we found out that he called Bill. Bill ain't call him. And Bill was like, run it, what we got to do. Now, I don't know, to this day, I don't know what Peter Kahn was trying to do, but that's what happened. And you remember I did a whole live. I said, this is him. He's in the business of boxing. He has a BoxRec, and on the BoxRec was a place of business. There was an email. Y'all remember this? There was a phone number. There was a fax number. And I said, okay, look, we want to find out who's lying. Bill said what he said. He said, that man called me. So I said, here's what you want to do. Do y'all want the truth, or are y'all just comfortable with this narrative that Bill's lying? Do you want the truth? So I said, here's what you do. On the screen, there's a fax number, a phone number, and an email. Simply email, fax, or call the place of business and just ask. I didn't say anyone to dox him or nothing like that. I said simply ask if you want the question answered. Just call the place of business and ask. I didn't need to call because I believe Bill. But all of you running in my chat told me he was lying. I said, call him. And if somebody from his place of business answers the phone, or he answers the phone and he says, no, Bill called me, then we have a problem. You think anybody who called him a liar called? You know why? They don't want to know the truth. This is similar to when we were told that Tank Davis was fighting Lamont Roach at the Toyota Center in Houston. And then there was something strange. So then Blue Blood made the phone call and aired it and said, hey, man, you know, is there? And the guy on the phone said, I know what's been said online, but there's nothing booked for that week. And there's nothing. And then then Blue said, was there anything booked for the entire week? And the man on the phone said, no. People got mad at Bill, at Blue talking to the man on the phone. And I said, you still can't get mad at Blue. He called just to get some kind of answer for us, because people love Tank Davis and they want to go to Houston. They want to know where to book, what date to book. They want to book the whole trip. They probably planning vacations around that little trip. Say, hey, man, I got vacation time coming up. Let me go to this Tank fight. And I'm going to go to Houston, but I need to know that weekend. I want to book a few days, about 4 days down there. See the fight while I'm out there. What happened to the people that booked the whole weekend? Come to find out it's in Brooklyn. And we didn't even know it was in Brooklyn back then. We didn't know. So Blue getting the questions answered, y'all got mad. I do a live stream to point y'all towards the guy. None of y'all called. None of you called. And then Bill pulled up on the Boxing Voice when Super Del's team was there, I think that Tuesday or Wednesday. He said, well, I wasn't talking to the right person then. I'm talking to y'all now. What's up? And what did they tell Bill? Super Del's hand is broke. We'll call you in 2 weeks. We'll fly you out to Arizona. Remember all of that? And then I started the countdown. And once we got on week number 3, I said, all right, this is the longest 2 weeks ever. Whole year goes by. Did Superdale want that smoke? No, because if he wanted it, what would have happened? He would have gotten it. Superdale, the killer, the guy that killed someone in the ring, the guy that also popped dirty, the guy that had some fugazi drug test going into his last fight. This is God talking, y'all. And how did this fight end? He got stopped. Okay. So there goes that. They say everything but fight. Y'all are cool with the politics as long as the fight's not happening. Y'all like having these arguments. Y'all are like women. Y'all are like women. My favorite fighter could do this and do that and do this, do that. Here we come saying, all right, let's see it. Then y'all start talking about seat sales and what Devin got to do, what Devin got to do. Devin got to do this. He got to do it. Man, had that clown in the chat just yesterday. Tell Devin to send a contract. Who the F is Devin to send anyone a contract? Devin, the star. He's the star. He's the A-side. You want Devin, you send him the contract. Y'all don't like that, do you? But guess what? What a difference 24 months make, right? Because guess what? That's the truth. And by the way, this is Riyadh season. It really don't go like that. So all of this jumping out of cars on the block where they filmed Friday and you're flinging bricks, that's funny, that's cute. But did you call turkey? Let me know when you call turkey. But I want to go in order. Devin Haney is who you wish your favorite fighter could be. And I'm just referring to the list. So let's start with Teofimo Lopez. That ended badly. Let's be honest. That man ducked Devin since 2018. Before that, actually. He's probably been ducking him since birth. And I don't want to stay too long on Teofimo Lopez. Y'all know I've pointed out he's a liar. He's a racist. The truth is he wasn't as talented as any of the black fighters he came up in the amateurs with and on the pro level. I asked that fool. I said, was this a part of your major plan? To fight Shakur, spin the block, and go back and fight Devin Haney. He says it has more motion, right? No, I actually played him. I put that idea in his head. The plan was what it always has been, to never fight Devin Haney. If he beat Shakur, he wouldn't have called Devin in the ring. He'd have started talking about what I'm going to do at 47. He'd have started talking about, I want to clean up 40 because Devin's at 47. He never wanted to fight Devin Haney. Can we say that now? And he played himself because he went in there and got smoked by Shakur. What does he do next? I don't know. I hope you do go to 47. Your first fight at 47 should be Brian Norman because you don't deserve to fight for a title. You have none now. But go to 47 to fight Brian Norman. I dare you. I will show up to that fight in a black suit, black shades. I will show up there dressed like it's a funeral. Black roses, a black bouquet of roses. And when I see his stiff, lifeless body on the floor and Brian Norman Jr. kneels over him, I will take pictures and I will go live right there. Bring the gurney. It's over. It'll be a casket match like The Undertaker. Remember the casket matches? Yes. Take your ass up to 47, Teofimo. Because I want you gone. I want to treat you like a Chinese name. One gone. Get out of here. And that's all I'm going to say about Teofimo Lopez. I done played enough audio, him lying, him openly admitting that the WBC and the WBO was in cahoots with him, trying to freeze out Devin Haney. You're never going to get a shot, bro. And all he had to do was win, and he fumbled the ball. And it became black people's fault and everything else. When he lost, when Shakur smoked him, he in the back talking about I'm rough on myself and God and this, that, and the third. Where was your father? Where was Tio Sr., bro? See, that's what that crap was all about. And by the way, I don't see any videos talking about, he should dump his father. He needs a new trainer. He has PTSD. He should retire. He should retire. He's done. I haven't seen it. We mentioned it because we're dishing it out because that's what we have to take. Y'all say this about Devin. Y'all don't say that about people that it really applies to. Y'all don't say that. Y'all don't say that. Where was your father? Nobody's saying, hey, man, Tio Sr. should move. No one's saying that. That's why I look at you knuckle draggers like, yo, bro, something wrong with all y'all, but y'all just keep thinking it's about boxing. Good, real good. Real good. Keep thinking it's about boxing. So now let's move on. That's Teofimo Lopez. Who's next on this damn list? Let's see. Should I go in order? Should I? You know what, F it, I'll go in order. I don't need, Let's go to Shakur's. Let's go to Shakur's. All right, Shakur. You're phenomenal in the ring. But you can't beat Devin. You're phenomenal in the ring, but you can't beat Devin. You're phenomenal in the ring, but you can't beat Devin. You're phenomenal in the ring, but you can't beat Devin. When I do that, I say that for a reason. And when I repeat myself, I do that for a reason. Now, I know the Shakur fans, y'all are angry right now. And how dare he say that? Yeah, I said it. You know why? He could have fought Devin at 35 drained and he didn't do it. There's no effing excuse for that. That was the only time I looked at that and I said, I don't like that fight for Devin. Y'all all heard me say that. Shakur at 135, I don't like that. Bill meeting Bob for brunch, saying, let's get this one more fight before we leave 35. We want Shakur. Bob was like, no. Then they went to Shakur. Shakur was like, no, it's not enough money. I need more. I deserve more than 25%. Well, prove it. How do you determine that you're worth more than what was within the contract? What's within the rules? That wasn't robbery. That was in the rules. Do you know that? 25% was in the rules. Did you know that? You worth more says who? Because when you say you're worth more, if you have a business mind, how do you prove that? You're worth more? Let's look up your seat sales. You see, this is why I don't like doing that. I want the fights. I don't like talking about money and seat sales, but when you go here, it's a valid question. You worth more than 25% says who? Says who? How many pay-per-views have you sold? Go! How many times have you headlined and sold shit out? Uh-oh. I think you see where I'm going with this. All you have is a bunch of nappy-headed knuckle draggers from Jersey rooting for you. Where's a lie? Because you know who it wasn't? It wasn't no straight-haired Boricuas. You heard me. Wow. Hold on. Any Shakur fans in the chat? Y'all want to say I'm lying? Y'all want to say I'm lying? Any Shakur fans from Jersey want to say I'm lying? Because I got questions for you right now. Were you at the fight? When he ducked Devin and fought Edwin De Los Santos, was you there? Was you there? Because it was on free TV. You might have watched it. But was you there? And if you were there, were you one of the people that left early? The fight was like in round 10, people walking out. I was like, why they disrespecting Shakur's like that? Why they disrespecting Shakur's? Were you there? So you knuckle draggers, do you really support him? Why is he not a pay-per-view star? Because I know every time a Brit comes over here and they're fighting, there's at least 3 rows of people from the UK over there supporting this fighter. That's no cap. What did I do on my channel? I said, man, why ESPN did that to Shakur, man? Why they showing people leaving? Why Tim Bradley dragging this kid? When Tim Bradley got in there with Ruslan Provodnikov and left Ruslan punch him all in his face. Just to please these bloodthirsty, uneducated fanatics. Why you do that? Always fight your fight. When Shakur got in there with William Zepeda and fought off the ropes and made it exciting, what did I do on my post-fight? Do you remember what I said? I said, okay, you got it out your system. You got a little chin on you. You showed you a dog. I said, good, Shakur. Don't ever do that stupid ish again. Always fight your fight. Don't please any. These kids, if Zepeda had if he clipped you and then you start talking slurred for the next year, none of these kids out here, none of these stupid ass fans, they're not gonna care. You always fight your fight. And if you gotta dance, then dance. That's what I said. What did you say? Shakur had a chance to fight Devin. When Devin was depleted, it was going to be his first time on pay-per-view. In one fight, he was going to get a shot at undisputed. Hey, Devin, are you willing to come to Jersey? Well, the earth is our turf. The man went to Australia 2 times, one to win undisputed and the other to defend it. Shakur would never do that. In fact, no one on this list would do that. No one. And that's the funny part. There's a list, but then all of you like this weirdo came in the chat yesterday. Tell Dev to send the contract. Dev ain't got to send any. You know what the contract is? The goddamn list. That's the contract. You want the smoke? Okay. Turkey, how do we get this done? That's the list. That's the contract. Your name was said. Do something. You're dealing with Turkey. Money's not the issue. The issue is, if Turkey says, hey, the fight couldn't get done, automatically, y'all going to think it's DHP's fault. But I'm going to go in order. Let's stick to Shakur's right now. Shakur's. Let's stick to Shakur's. Why that fight ain't happen? Devin priced him out, the 25%. Shut up. Tell me what you think he deserved. Tell me. 26%? 50%? The lion's share of the pot? No. Because I'm going to ask you to prove it by way of the numbers. What has he sold? What are his numbers looking like? When he fought on ESPN, what were the numbers looking like? And then take those numbers and compare it to what Devin has done. I don't care if Devin only sold 5,000 pay-per-views. It's still more than what, at that time, than what Shakur sold. So what are you doing? You ducked over money. Was Devin complaining about money? When he was the B-side to George Kambosos, he didn't say nothing. We told him, hey, Bill, you know what? Forget that George Kambosos fight, man. They're going to rob that kid over there. Bill told Black, he said, yo, Devin already on the plane. He out. Because at the last minute, they said, oh, by the way, You have criminal records. A lot of you can't come. Devin said, I ain't got no criminal record. I'll be there. We were like, no. He said, yo, he gone already. They ain't let Bill in the country until the final hour. As if that wasn't him by design. And then he went over there and smoked George Kambosos not once but twice. Pitched a shutout. That's what happened. By the way, did Devin complain about money? A lot of y'all don't even know that he was the B-side going into that. And George talked so greasy. You know what? They didn't think he'd come over there on B-side money. And then they stopped half his team going over there. They didn't think he was going to show up. But he did. And he smoked them. He smoked them. But Shakur couldn't take 25%. But the reward to potentially beating Devin was extremely high. And 25% was more than money than he ever had made. And that's why I asked you stupid ass Shakur fans, was 25% more or less than what he made versus Edwin De Los Santos? And his reputation took a hit in that fight. His reputation took a hit. Not from the Shakur fans, but from ESPN. Tim Bradley on air calling him boring. Andre Ward ridiculing him. These are his people. ESPN showing people walking out. It's like round 10 or something like that. I said, oh, why are they doing that to him? But 25% wasn't reasonable. Yes, it was. Your man's not worth, and guess what? He's not worth A-side money now versus Devin. He's not worth A-side money now. How many fights did he have at 147? Okay. Now stop me when I'm lying. Stop me when I'm lying. I ain't got to lie on him. I'm looking at this, and I'm like, well, you know, fair is fair. And I like Shakur as a fighter, but outside the ring, he's a bowl of dicks. You guys think that these people on the list are rock stars in comparison to Devin. They're not. Devin is blessing them with an opportunity. What do you mean? Y'all think this is a 50-50 split and Devin got to send a contract? No. Step up to the plate. The only person that was a quote-unquote rock star that's on that list was Tank. And he's a Buddhist. We'll get to him in a second. What are we talking about? You know what? Let's get the Tank right now. I think he was number 3. This ain't going to take long. He'd rather punch strippers in the throat than to make $40 million with that white boy that he bent the knee to. He'd rather duck splitting $50 million with Devin and ask for 2 Ferraris. And his moronic fan base will say he ain't got to bend the knee to Turkey, but he damn sure was bending the knee to Jake Paul. Y'all said leave him alone. And surprise, surprise, he can't even get that right. Because he'd rather have fights at a strip club and run from the U.S. Marshals. Release him on bail, and I don't know what's going to happen when he got to answer that, when he got to go see that woman in Baltimore. I don't know what's going to happen. I hope he gets off, because now I'm curious what if he beats that charge or gets probation or whatever. I want to know what he does with his career, because it seems like everyone's moved on. I mean, he's around, but everyone's like, man, you know, I'm trying to do other things. And when he comes back, he's going to need the bread. So who's really the A side? Tank versus anybody. Who's the A side? So he's a clown. He's the big ape, right? A big lip ape indeed. He's an orangutan. He's a big lip orangutan. Check his chest. Look at his chest. The dude literally got monkeys tattooed on his chest. I'm not lying. Y'all know. Y'all know his body better than I do. I was just shocked. Like, what black man tattoos a primate on their chest? Tank. Devin Haney is who you wish your favorite fighter could be. You wish your favorite fighter had all of this steam behind him. You wish. You absolutely wish. You know what the beautiful thing is? All of this smoke. You notice Devin ain't even responding. He's not talking. You know when he'll respond? When that contract is signed. He might say a little something on Twitter. But if y'all really upset about it, get to the smoke. Get to the smoke. You see, that Brian Norman fight really scared the shit out of y'all, didn't it? I'm going to remind y'all, Devin was supposed to die in that ring, according to the media and according to y'all haters, because y'all wanted to see him die. Y'all really got gassed off of that KO in Japan. He knocked 6 months of memory off that poor Japanese guy, but he knew he was getting into. It was an outstanding knockout. It was. Devin said, "Run it. It's just another fight to me." When they came to New York and I stood right next to them, I met Brian Norman Jr. and Sr., good dudes. I told Brian Jr., I said, "You an old soul, man. He's not into all of this rah-rah, gold chains. He's not into that." I like that kid a lot, man. I like that kid a lot. I like that kid a lot. I really do. When they got on stage and stood next to each other, I'm looking right at them. I said, yo, Dev bigger than him. It's not going to be what people think. I saw it right there. And when I say bigger, they're the same weight, but I'm talking about like stature. I'm like, I hope they don't think Brian's going to go in there and start throwing them around. I mean, it's a possibility because the legends are true. Brian is in the gym knocking the hell out of people. The kid is strong. But I'm like, wait a minute, man. You know what the vibes I got? And every time I bring up something historic, people be like, oh, it's not that deep. No. I need you to listen. Everybody at some point in here that are my age or a little younger, y'all saw some kind of Muhammad Ali documentary. And when Cassius Clay stood next to Sonny Liston, Ali's camp said, holy smokes, we got the bigger guy. Sonny Liston was knocking people's teeth out with jabs. Sonny Liston was a bad mofo. George Foreman said, I wanted to be like Sonny Liston. Sonny Liston was a terror. And they were trying to put that on Brian Norman at welterweight. This kid's a killer, but Sonny Liston was a real killer. Just look it up. There's a reason why every video game you saw with Muhammad Ali in it, they put Sonny Liston in it. He made all the games. A lot of you young folk, y'all be like, oh, well, I don't know who that is. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's a reason why Sonny Liston is in that game. Not because he's the guy laying on the floor with the fame. I got the Ali poster right here. When he's standing over him, that has become legendary because Cassius Clay beat the monster. Sonny Liston was the monster. That was Tyson versus Buster Douglas at that time. Because Sonny Liston was he was unbeatable. He was a scary dude. And the Louisville Lip came in there and conquered him. He beat him the first time after Sonny tried to cheat. He had something on his gloves. And then the second time, he smoked him. They were like, what the fuck? The Phantom Punch. Now, when Dev fought Brian Norman, I'm watching like, hey, man, Dev got to be perfect. You know what I noticed in New York? I said, man, I'm more nervous than Dev is. Dev was cool. I'm like, all right, young homie got this. I calmed down. Once I looked at Devin, I said, oh, he good. He good. And you saw it in the fight. All of this stuff that y'all put on Dev, he got PTSD, he's pillow-fisted, he's chinny, all of this stuff. He don't respond to that. Dev probably in the gym right now. Right now. Y'all give him no credit. And I'm so glad he understands what he's dealing with. That's a secure man, and that's a man that has faith in Allah. And he ain't worried about y'all. This comes with the game. He ain't complaining. After the Ryan Garcia thing, what did he say? Allah's the perfect planner. Y'all don't even know what that means because y'all was too busy laughing, and Tank is too busy offering to take Ryan out for a date, steak and eggs and shit. And what happened? We found out what we found out. And I said, oh, okay. Allah is the perfect planner. And it got, well, we'll get to Ryan, but it got progressively worse. But the heartbreaking thing was you knuckle draggers. But back to the Brian Norman situation. By the way, you notice Brian Norman's not in this meme? You know why? Because Brian Norman is a real one. Put him on a list. And respectfully, Devin said, nah, Turkey ain't make me fight this guy. What you talking about? He was just next because everybody said no. T.O. said no. Shakur said no. Tank said no. Brian was just next. Boots said no. Brian was just next. And shout out to Brian because although he got dropped, something that y'all didn't think could happen, although he got dropped in the second round, there was not a moment in that fight that he wasn't dangerous. The kid could crack. But you saw in that fight that there's levels to this game, and Brian just wasn't there yet, and that's okay. He made some changes in his camp, and he's looking to get better. That's what real ones do. And as a point of information, F y'all for trying to abandon that kid. We did say that that was going to happen. But now that it's officially happened, F y'all, man. Y'all would never reel to him in the first damn place. And I think he knows that. And I trust that Brian Sr. has learned that. All of that love that he was getting, that shit was fake. That shit was fake, man. It really was. That was fake as hell, man. And I knew it was going to happen, man. I knew they were going to do that. Yeah, Stars Media Group. I'm going to get, matter of fact, you know what? Is Boots next on this list? Let's get the Boots, since you want to talk. Yeah, I'm done talking about Tank. Let's talk about Boots. Boots ducked. Boots ducked. And I'm going to make it plain and clear. I see, the goal is to legitimately call out the truth, and the truth is insulting because Devin Haney is who you wish your fighter could be. And I mean all of these clowns on the list, they're clowns. So let's talk about Boots, Star Media Group. Let's talk about it. Your man said, I want to be undisputed at 47. Your man said, and you're late because I already covered Shakur. You're late to class. So get to the back of the classroom, in the words of my sensei, get to the back of the classroom, right? And you can't learn while you're talking. Remain silent. Or replay gang is in your future. Replay. Don't block him. Replay gang. Because I already covered Shakur. I already covered that. You're late. But let's talk about your man Boots. See, I knew somebody was going to show up. Good. Don't block him. Boots was he said, I want to be undisputed at 47. You know what the problem was? The problem was the man I was just talking about who's not in this meme, Brian Norman. And for some reason, Boots ain't want no smoke with Brian Norman for some reason. Yo, wrong, Star Media Group, wrong. Before Devin went to 40, they tried to get the fight with Shakur, and Shakur said no. That's why Devin moved. Replay game. That's what happened. Shakur said, oh, he's going to be drained. They said, run it. Shakur said, I want more money. They said, no, you're not worth more. And plus, you're getting a shot at pay-per-view for the first time, 4 belts in one fight. I'm going to be drained. And 25% is more than what you've made in your life. You don't want the fight? You don't want me drained? We're moving up. So now back to Boots. Now you keep talking and you're not listening. Say some more shit and then I'm gonna block you. No one touch him. Because I like Boots, but he fumbled the ball here. Now the problem was, at 47, Boots said, I want to be undisputed, but I couldn't figure out why he couldn't fight Brian Norman. I know Brian Norman is with the shits. So I said, well, Boots, go get him. All of a sudden, he want to go to 54. Y'all didn't find that strange? I said, man, that's a good fight. Boots got to run that. What's going on? Y'all notice I ain't do no videos about that because I was just watching. I don't have to be the first to say something. I don't have to be the first breaking news. I want to be accurate. I don't mind being a week or a month late. I want to be accurate. You notice I didn't say anything about that? Did I drag Boots? No. I was very diplomatic because I was watching. Right now, can anybody tell me why didn't Boots fight Brian Norman? Why didn't that happen? Stars Media, why didn't that happen? Go ahead and make some shit up. Because before you say anything, remember who I talked to. I know what happened. I know what happened. Yeah, I'm glad you said that Boots didn't duck Haney. He ducked Brian Norman, right? With the 54, Haney with the 47, and took care of Boots' work. Where's the lie? Devin said, no warm-up, I'm going to 47 for a champion. Who? Brian Norman. Oh, shit, don't do that. Went up in there and did it. But before he got there, he said, yo, Boots, I'm coming to 47, run it. He said, well, I'm at 54. Can we fight at 52? He said, man, I just got the 47. Never mind. I'll see you later. Let's get Boots. Let's get Norman. Stars Media, I'm not hearing anything you saying. I'm not hearing anything you saying. You're lying. You're lying. Because Boots is your guy for whatever reason. You're lying. You are lying. There is no reason why that fight didn't happen. He was supposed to make that fight. That was the fight at 47 before Devin got there. Boots was supposed to take care of Brian Norman. Period. Period. It's funny how your guy can position himself for more money, but everything could be Devin's fault. This is why I'm not hearing anything. I'm not hearing anything. Thank you, Shawa. Boots didn't even want his team, Eddie Hearn. And by the way, your man is tag teamed with Eddie Hearn, bruh. Eddie Hearn. I'm not even going to go off on a tangent. Hey, watch this. Watch this. Hey, Stars Media Group. Is Eddie Hearn a liar? Yes or no? I'll wait. Is Eddie Hearn a liar? Yes or no? See, this is the trick bag you knuckle draggers put yourself in. Because when Boots said, I'm going to deal with Eddie Hearn, I facepalmed so hard, it sounded like a gunshot. I'm like, why is this brother going to deal with him? Why is he going to deal with him? Him? For what? Yes, Stars Media Group. Is Eddie Hearn a liar? Yes or no? I know what he's going to say. I know what he's going to say. Thank you. I knew you was going to say that. All the promoters are liars. I'm not talking about all the promoters. I'm talking about Eddie Hearn. You don't care about Hearn? Great. Why is your man over there? Your man's over there with a liar. And I know your man didn't get his work done at 47. I know that. Oh, I'm glad you said that. Yeah, Haney worked with Hearn, but he didn't work for Hearn like your man Boots does. Yeah, absolutely, Aram's a liar. You said that to say what? Haney worked with Aram on a consultant basis, which means we're working off of 50-50 conditions. I'll come over there, I'll fight a couple of fights, I get out of there. I'm not signing anything long term. That's why we say Devin is a boss. It's DHP Promotions. Where's Boots Promotions at? Where's Shakur's Promotions at? Where they at? Moni in the middle. Where they at? In the middle. What? Moni in the middle. Where they at? Where's Boots Promotions? Boots has a boss. Shakur has a boss. Devin is a boss. There's something called working with people on a consultant basis. Man Down Promotions, Bomb Squad, DHP. Where's Boots Promotions? Where's Shakur's Promotions? Where they at? Hell, even Tank got GTD. Yeah, exactly, Stars Media. I'm glad. See, you're late to class, bro. You're late to class. I said Devin had to go to Australia twice to win Undisputed and defend Undisputed, and he did it on B-side money. Rewards. The results of hard work. And your favorite fighter would never. Your favorite fighter wouldn't even fight his contemporary at 147 named Brian Norman Jr. Am I lying? Devin is flying all over the goddamn globe. The earth is his turf. And your favorite fighter can't even fight his contemporary at 147 after saying, I wanted to be undisputed at welterweight. He dipped off and ran to 54. And when Devin got to 47, he was like, yo, what's up? Oh, I want to fight you at a catch weight. Devin ain't doing no catch weights no more. Look what happened to him. He was cheated. Hey, Stars Media, who's the biggest star? Boots or Brian Norman? I'd say Boots, right? It was Boots' responsibility to make that fight. When Errol said, hey, man, I had enough. I feel like I'm being played. Me and Bud got to fight. He stepped away from Al, and they made the fight. Errol was the A side. They made the fight. Whenever they had a conference, Bud thanked Errol, not Al, not Top Rank, not the PBC. He thanked Errol. You notice that? A-sides get shit done, bruh. Devin put out a list. He don't tell anybody no. These niggas get online and start trolling and making commercials. And they say everything but what? Fight. Even right now, it's like, tell Dev to send a contract to who? You on the list. Call Turkey. How can we get this done? These dudes is clowns. Catch weight at 52. Shut up, bro. You didn't even want to fight Brian Norman. Dev had to come up in weight to do that. Boots didn't do it at all. But he ran and got a boss, though. He ran and got a boss, did he not? Eddie Hearn is his boss. Think about what I'm telling you. Stop smelling his dirty Timbs and think about what I'm telling you. I'm concerned that Boots is working with Eddie Hearn. What did I say? What was my major concern about Boots being over there with Hearn? Didn't I say I think that Hearn is lining Boots up to get smoked against Conor Benn in Wembley? Didn't I? How many times I said that? How many times you heard me say that? I don't like this. I think he's lining Boots up. I think he wants him to fight Conor Benn in Wembley. You know how I know that that's a bit of truth behind that? Because when I stood in front of Eddie Hearn and he said, oh, no, the plan is not, to get him in the ring with Conor Benn. I said, yeah, that's exactly the plan, because he fucking said it wasn't the plan. Do not be surprised if down the road, anyway, I can't get Conor any fights, and, I can't get Boots any fights. No one wants to fight Boots, so, to maximize the dollar, we're going to do it at Wembley, and Boots is he's a phenomenal star, and, Conor Benn, he packs the house, these are the only two warriors that want to fight. He's British first, and if Boots goes to the UK to fight Conor Benn, Boots is going to lose so bad, and I'm going to hate to see it. Nigga, yes, Boots working with Eddie Hearn is bad. Yes, what are you talking about? You said all of these promoters are liars. Well, you said that, and you're not wrong. My question to you is, how come all of these fighters don't have their own promotion company where they can work with these companies on a consulted basis? And you see, this is the problem. Because if your fighter's doing the work, he can promote himself, because Turkey Out of Sheik will pay you based off of your talent. Your talent should speak for itself, Stars Media Group. And I think Boots is a phenomenal talent, but he's fucking up by working with the devil. What, you don't know how I view Eddie Hearn over here? Are you new here? I was just talking to Eddie Hearn a month ago. He lied to my face. I let him talk. I roll my footage and I let him talk. He's a living, walking contradiction. I love when I talk to him because he's a liar. He's a liar. And when Boots went over there, I said, no, man. What are you doing? It's business. Sometimes you got to break bread with people to get your bread. But you got to be in control of your side of the street. You got to be in control of that, 100%. And that's what DHP does. That's what Errol did. That's why he ain't been in the ring in 3 years. The money wasn't right. He could have told you that the PBC was sinking. The PBC hit the iceberg years ago, and it was a slow sink, like the Titanic. And now look. And now that that's done, Errol's talking about coming back to fight Tim Tszyu because the money's right. But he don't work for the PBC. He has man down promotions. They got to work with him. And that's all I wanted. That's all I want for all of these fighters. You see, Stars Media, you can't learn shit when you're talking. I know Boots is your guy for whatever reason, but I'm not lying on him. Now, you can argue or you can listen to what I'm saying. Boots did something wrong. He was supposed to fight Brian Norman. Like when Riddick Bowe threw the WBC belt in the trash in the 80s. No, I'm sorry, the 90s. He said it was business. But 25, 30 years later, when he's sitting amongst his contemporaries with slurred speech in front of Evander Holyfield, what did he say? Yeah, no, I should have fought. I should have fought Lennox Lewis. And Evander said, yo, you were supposed to fight him, man. Yeah, you right. I should have fought him. Yeah, you should have fought him. You should have fought him. You were supposed to do that. You had an obligation. How about this? Dump the belt, right? Don't pay no sanctioning fees, but then spin the block and tell Lennox, hey, we can still fight. It'll be for no belt, but we can still fight. You think the audience would have cared about a belt? What's new? He'd have been the first Canelo. The WBC don't tell me what to do. I'm dumping the belt. Hey, Lennox, we still can fight, though. I just don't want to pay no fees on that fucker. Let's fight, though. I want a majority of the purse. Why didn't he do that? That's why they say Riddick duck Lennox. That's why. We don't care about these belts. We want to see the best fight the best. Brian Norman Jr. was Boots' responsibility. No matter how you slice it. I also said, hey, man, if he can't make the weight, fuck it. But when Devin came up from 140 to 47 and said, run it, your man ran away. And I said, I'm confused. Wait a minute. You said you wanted undisputed at 47. But it's Brian Norman's fault that the fight's not being made? Okay, well, here comes Devin. You know they want to run it. Then you start talking about 52? Oh, is that Boots talking or his boss? Rod Neal in that super chat, he says, the same Boots fans that accuse Bud of ducking by moving up are giving Boots a pass of doing the same to Norman Jr. It's all good until it's their favorite fighter. Exactly. I ain't got to lie for nobody. I ain't got to lie for nobody. I'm telling the goddamn truth. And if he gets lined up for Conor Ben, don't say I didn't warn you. Because if it's announced at any point that Conor Ben is fighting Boots Ennis at Wembley, sayonara. Sayonara. He's getting stopped in the UK, bro. Bruv. He's getting stopped. And I'm going to look at y'all niggas and say, that's y'all fault. That's y'all fault. Why do y'all trust this fucking Eddie Hearn? Why do y'all trust him? That's y'all fault. Whatever. I don't know shit. I'm just a YouTuber, right? Never mind the fact, I've been watching boxing longer than a lot of y'all niggas been alive. Don't nobody hate Boots. I'm looking at his moves and I'm like, why are you doing that? Boots is the best? Show me. That's all I asked. Your man had work at 47. He was supposed to fight Brian Norman. He was supposed to fight Devin. He go to 54. He's supposed to fight Ortiz. And look at the hell he has to deal with dumbass Oscar De La Hoya. Going to court to stop the fight. That's what he's choosing to deal with? Stop. Brandon Shamar in that super chat, he says, I've been saying for a while that Eddie is going to do Boots the same way he did Demetrius Andrade. Sign him and shelve him. Bro, if he don't get this Ortiz fight, tell me what the fuck is he doing? He's going to fight the winner of Errol and Tim Tszyu? What is he doing? How long is that going to take? 2026 is going to be over. What is he going to do? You think this is hate? It's actually concern. Boots is a black American fighter. I do want what's best for him. I did not like him going over to Eddie Hearn. I did not like that. Eddie Hearn has a reputation. Who is Anthony Joshua's mandatory? King Kong Ortiz, right? Why that fight didn't happen? He signed King Kong to shelve him. That's what he did. And this is the man that Boots chose to go deal with. Does Boots know what's going on? Oh, but the YouTubers don't know shit about boxing, man. Nada 86, he says, salute, Drew, and salute to the mighty LDBC. Salute. Boots fucked himself. Stars. Hey, bro, how old are you, man? Look what the brother says, man. Look what this brother says. Fight Ortiz, knock him out, and fight Fundora Thurman winner Kelly for a belt. That sounds good. But you said fight Ortiz. I just said Oscar De La Hoya put the kibosh on that. There's a whole lot of red tape. That's going through the courts. They tried to sign that fight. Oscar legitimately blocked it, and there's no videos calling Oscar an asshole for blocking that fight. So now we know it's not Virgil's fault and it's not Boots' fault. Oscar just put the kibosh on it. So in the meantime, what is Ortiz going to do and what is Boots going to do? You talking about fight the winner of Thurman and Fundora? Tell me how that's going to happen. That's a rhetorical question because you're going to turn around and Boots ain't going to be fighting until August. 2026 is gone. Now what? And then the winner for Josh Kelly for the belt? You got this plan lined up. We're already almost in the third month of the year. Boots got to get active, man. All this thing you're talking about involves him waiting. So if the Ortiz fight is not happening now, what is he doing? On the shelf getting cold, ring rust. These kids are in their prime. They got to be active, bruh. You see what I'm talking about? This is what I'm talking about. This is me being concerned. That's why I said he was supposed to fight Brian Norman at 47. When Devin said his name, he was supposed to take that fight, win or lose. I respect it. But he was on the list. He had a responsibility. Now you're at 54. Look what he's dealing with. At least at 47, he'd have been busy. Now watch this. Oh, but he's drained at 47. He's drained at 47. He's drained at 47. Oh, why can't Devin go to 52? Because weight matters, right? But when I tell y'all that weight was the issue when Devin fought Ryan Garcia, y'all said 3 pounds don't matter.
Whoa!
Go! Y'all see how y'all shit on yourself? If y'all don't smash my like button and share this, man, there's something wrong with y'all. So I'm all for Boots. And just pray for him. Just pray for him. Because I don't hate Boots, but I don't like the fact that he did this to himself. I don't like that. Because now he's at 54. He done fought some nigga named Lima Beans. No one knew who the fuck he was. He smoked him in one round. And they're like, that's great, but yeah, who's that? Okay, Virgil Ortiz, they had the face-off. Now Oscar put the kibosh on the fight. What is he doing now? The brother said, wait for the Fundora Thurman winner and then go on to fight Kelly. In the meantime, what's Kelly doing? Kelly could lose his next fight. But never mind that. You waiting on the winner of Fundora and Thurman? Waiting. Boots might not be in the ring until August. That's the 8th month of the year. He's cold. He's cold. Y'all are not thinking, man. Stop being emotional. Stop being emotional. Donano says he has unfinished business with Speedy Rashidi Ellis. No, he don't. Ellis lost to that Latino dude. And then Boots got in there and smoked the, what's his name? I forgot that guy's name. Boots went in there and styled on him. That's what happened. No one's Delano, no one's looking for Speedy Rashidi. He got work to do. He got work to do. Yeah, Stars Media, I know there's a hearing. I know there's a hearing, brother. I know there's a hearing. But look at what he's dealing with when he could have been busy at welterweight. And that's another thing. Devin's not the type of fighter, and I don't think Brian Norman's the type of fighter to put a rehydration clause on anybody. Make the weight and come in as you want to come in. That's Tank Davis with that weight bullshit. That's not Brian Norman, and that's not Devin. There was no excuse for this. Then you run over to Eddie Hearn, and now look at what you're dealing with. Oscar and his garbage. It's garbage. You better hope. You better hope that, and I hope that him and Ortiz works this out and gets Oscar out of this. Because if this fight don't happen, I really see Eddie Hearn sometime throwing him in there with Conor Ben. And y'all better pray for Boots, man. Because I don't like it. And it's not going to be in America. They love Conor Ben because Conor got a whole country behind him. You see that, y'all? Let me talk to the black fans for a second. Let me talk to the black fans for a second. All of that shit y'all always talk about. Oh, this Mexican guy, he got a whole country behind him. Oh, this Filipino guy, he got a whole country. You see, y'all in America. Why y'all act like y'all black dollar is undermined? Y'all undermine yourselves. I never heard a black fight fan say, oh, he got a whole country behind him. You guys have been trained. We are the bar. Everybody gets compared to black American fighters. Y'all need to wake up. We are the bar. And these Europeans come over here, and these Asians come over here, and these Latinos come over here, and respectfully to all where they come from. Argentine fighters are tough as nails. Mexican fighters are tough as nails. Asian fighters are coming up. They're looking good. These Europeans coming out of who gives a fuckistan, they're tough. But we set the bar. Don't get it twisted. And what do they do? What do we do to ourselves? We put them on a pedestal. They come from who gives a fuckistan. They got a whole country behind them, as if you don't live in a country, as if you don't spend money to watch your favorite fighter. Do you spend money? I've been to 2 Bud Crawford fights that I paid for and bought the pay-per-view for. I bought the pay-per-view for 2 homes, and I went out to the fight. I went out to see him fight Errol, and I was in New York when he fought Amir Khan. Did y'all do that? I support. I put my money where my mouth is. Do y'all do that? No. I asked the Shakur fans the same thing. Yo, was you in the building when people walked out of it? It was only in there in Jersey. It was on free TV. But did you go to the fight? And no, I wasn't there on no media credential. For Life Gunner in that super chat, he says that Chris Jericho list was legendary. It sure was, bro. That was funny as hell. You just made the list. Well, that's Devin. These motherfuckers making the list. And nobody's answering. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like this. But pray for Boots. Because you might be new here, media. You might be new here. But I never liked his association with Eddie Hearn. It concerns me. And I could see it now. We couldn't go. We couldn't get the Virgil Ortiz. Oscar. Oscar. He just can't. He doesn't want to negotiate. So I think the proper thing to do is to you're going to put Boots in the ring with Conor Ben. Conor Ben's an absolute star. It's going to do millions. And Boots is an undefeated star out of Philadelphia. Philadelphia is a fighting city out of America. this is what boxing's about. And he's going to go over there, and Conor Ben's going to eat all these eggs, and he's going to knock the shit out of Boots. And I'm going to be sitting here like, I told you. And you know what we're going to have to deal with? The UK audience talking about, yeah, nah, Boots is done. Boots is done. He's chinny. He was all hype. He has no beard on him. The beard on his face, but he don't have a beard. He doesn't have a granite chin. Oh, my God. No, he's done. He's done. Another American hype job. And guess what? Y'all deal with it. I'm not dealing with it. You know what I'm going to say? Told you. Now, if that fight happens, don't get it fucked up. I hope Boots smokes Conor Ben. But I'm telling you, potentially that's the plan. And then I'm going to remind you, Boots was on the list. Boots versus Devin was a winnable fight for Boots. You notice that I already said that Shakur was a winnable fight for Boots. I mean, Shakur was a winnable fight for Devin and Shakur. That was a 50-50 fight. When Teofimo was one fight away from undisputed, I said, hey, that's a 50-50 fight. Boots versus Devin, that's a 50-50 fight. What am I telling you? Devin is looking to challenge himself. These other motherfuckers are not. They're not. Devin Haney is who you wish your favorite fighter could be. What we talking about here? Who's next on this damn list? Brian Norman was number 5 on the list, but salute to my brother, he stepped it up. Mario Barrios was on the list. Oh, that's Tank's leftovers. Well, that's proof that there's life after Tank. Tank knocked him into a somersault. He moves up in weight, fights Keith Thurman. And I forgot the order, but he ends up WBC champion. Mario Barrios at welterweight. That's why he was on the list. Why? Because Devin Haney is about that business. He's about that business. You got a belt? I want that. So he made the list. You got a belt, bro? I want that. Run it. He made the list. You know why that fight wasn't next? It wasn't because of Devin. He's a WBC champion, right? Mm-hmm. What's he doing next? We'll get to that last. I did a whole live about it the other day, but we'll get to that last. Mario Barrios ducked. Which brings us to Keyshawn Davis. Let me explain something to you. These little niggas are liars, bro. These little niggas is liars. And you might be entertained by all the trolling and the commercials and shit like that. It's cute, and y'all kids, y'all run around with these phones and shit. I get it, man. I get it. And it's cute. But when is he fighting? That's all I want to know. Yeah, that's fine. It's commercial. Yeah, that's not. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you was on the same block, you know, where Debo and Smokey. That's real cute. Yada, yada, yada. Playing off of words. Yeah, I like that when you fighting, bro. You did all that. Now, let me remind you. Let me remind you. This little motherfucker airs out everything. He talks about phone calls. He talks about how Turkey Out of Sheik tried to get him to fight Teofimo Lopez. He talks about all of that. Don't tell Keyshawn shit because he can't hold water. He gonna spill your shit. And I like that. Spill it. You got Turkey on your phone. I know you do. Call him. You tell him, hey, I want this Devin Haney fight. You done told the world. You done clowned. Go ahead now. Make the fight. I'm not asking who do you think wins and, Keyshawn could do this and he gonna do that and he's a bet. I don't give a fuck about your opinion. You're entitled to it. Holla at me on the next card where they say they're fighting. That's what you do. Sid Mark in that super chat salute. He says, salute, Drew. Devin is a throwback. Wants all the smoke. Exactly. Devin is absolutely fighting in the wrong era. Devin is the 70s and 80s fighters. But I got another live coming up. I think the last person that wanted smoke on that level, outside of, look, there's a few guys, but we're focusing on Devin. Lennox Lewis. If you was mentioned in the same sentence, and he didn't care what rank you was in. You're in whatever division, whatever, you could be ranked number 20. They say, hey, man, there's some guy down there in a couple of years, Lennox, I'll knock him out. No man contest. I'll knock him out. Lennox Lewis was about that action. Line it up. Devin's in the wrong era. Because all these niggas is pussies. I've never seen it on this level. There's a list, and all of y'all know, and everybody on that list has a weird-ass fan base. I'm not going to call all of them weird, but the fanatics are weird, and all I'm saying is, okay, cool, you on a list, hit up Turkey. And I'm hearing all these excuses. I've never seen nothing like this. Did Hagler go through this? Did Tommy Hearns go through this? Roberto Duran? Anybody? Carlos Monzon? Name them. Did they go through this? This is absurd. There's money in fighting Devin Haney. There's bragging rights if you beat him. I don't understand. Well, I do understand. Y'all motherfuckers is scared. That's why we call him Debo. So you could talk a good one. Keyshawn, you could do all the commercials you want. Call Turkey, bruh. You done did all of that. It was funny. But let's not forget who Keyshawn is. Keyshawn got a chip on his shoulder. Keyshawn said that Devin wouldn't acknowledge him. That's how he took it. I can tell Devin wasn't even thinking about this nigga, but he was like, yeah, when Shakur, him and Shakur was cool, he was saying, yeah, man, this dude, Keyshawn. And Keyshawn was like, Devin was like, oh yeah, word, like he was disrespecting him. Nah, nigga, you know what that is? You know what that is, Keyshawn? That's you not being in control of your feelings. That's you not having a goddamn father in your life telling you, son, get in control. Worry about what you do. Don't worry about what people are saying or thinking about you. You see, Devin don't worry about that because he got Bill in his life. Keyshawn, remember? DB3, we don't need that. We don't even know what a father is. And a father can get it too. We don't need that. Remember that? Don't forget that. Did Keyshawn not say he was suicidal at one point? Did Keyshawn not say that he was drinking before fights? Did Keyshawn not pop dirty? He has a no contest on his record because he couldn't put down the marijuana. Did Keyshawn, your last memories of ESPN boxing on TV was Keyshawn and his brothers jumping that boy in the locker room. Let's not forget who Keyshawn is. So you come back, you get baptized. Good job. But I still see that bullshit in you. You can get baptized. Shout out to Jesus Christ himself. But you need therapy, bro. Until I see you behave different, all you did was take a bath. Let's not forget how when Ryan was exposed as a cheater, a liar, and a racist, how you and your brother Shakur got on that goddamn live stream on Instagram and was partying it up with Ryan Garcia. Meanwhile, Devin Haney is offering to break bread with you niggas. You niggas. You niggas. Did I not play a video when Keyshawn lied right to my face over that Richardson Hitchens shit? Wasn't that strange? This is after his baptism, man. How could I believe what you say when I see what you do? You see what I mean? Stop me when I'm lying. So all of this thing going out to Los Angeles or South Central LA, the social media shit, yeah, it's cute, bro. But at the end of the day, are you actively making this fight? The answer is no. PTSD, he has that. Blade Brown in that super chat salute, he says, turn the fan on over the stove, Drew. Sheesh. Man, I'm on the job, good brother. I ain't got to lie on none of these kids. Did I just lie on Keyshawn? I ain't got to lie on any of these kids. I call them kids because they're all young enough to be my son. But I promise you, my son would never be behaving like this. I promise you they would not. I promise you. Show and prove, Keyshawn. I'm an old man. I'm not, some of that shit is entertaining, but I'm like, okay, yeah. So, did you call, because Keyshawn be everywhere on the phone, and I called this person, and I had T.O. scared, and I pull up, and okay, yeah, you did this commercial. Yeah, it's cool. Did you call Turkey, though, bro? Did you call Turkey? Devin Haney is who you wish your favorite fighter could be. Does your favorite fighter have a list? Tank did. How'd that work out? Was that bottle girl on his list? She had to have been. See how that works? Did I lie just now? Did I tell the truth? Is Tank Davis not a liar? 7-fight deal. What happened? See? See how easy this is? Now, did I say Keyshawn is not a dangerous fighter? No. Did I say all of these fighters on the list are not dangerous? I didn't say that. All of these are great fights for Devin. All I'm saying is, let's see it. Devin said, cool, I want to run it. What is everybody else saying? Bullshit. I don't understand how y'all root for these kids. I don't get it, man. Which brings us to Rolly Romero. I think he was like number 8 on the list. Rolly, not enough videos were done about him being a coward. They went up to him. They say, hey, man, you're a belt holder now. Devin wants that smoke. He said, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm going to fight Devin. He's going to sue me. What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean? Why fight Devin Haney? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm going to hit him and he's going to sue me. Yeah, you said all that. But now it's a unification. If you beat Devin, you're a champion. And I didn't see enough videos calling Rolly a duck. Let me get this straight. There's a problem with Devin's list, but y'all letting Rolly walk around here like he ain't do shit wrong. Yeah, fuck you talking about? Scott in that super chat salute, he says Haney is blessed with the gift of Jericho. Yeah, no doubt, Shower. No doubt. But I'm keeping it simple. He was mentioned. He said no. That was a unification fight. And he said no. And nobody's talking about it but us over here. I know you mentioned it. Usual Suspect 6, my brothers over there mentioned it. Stormy, he mentioned it. I said it. BF said it. The General said it. Let me ask y'all a question. I know a lot of y'all moonlight, and that's okay. Did that coon, Showbiz, did he mention that? How Rolly's a duck? No. Because Rolly's not black. Press 1 if you stole it. coon. So there goes Rolly. Which brings me to Connor Ben. Egglod. Egglod. Connor Wynn is what they call him. His punk ass on the list. What's up? What's up? What, you trying to get that Shakur smoke? That's what we doing? You trying to get that Shakur smoke? And by the way, Shakur want to catch weight niggas. Are we being for real? Y'all hear this, right? All this talk about weight bullies and things of that nature. Bro, Devin Haney is who you wish your favorite fighter could be. Remember when Devin was chinny and pillow fist? Yo, how many fights did Shakur break his fist in? I said he boxed Edwin De Los Santos. Y'all said he ran. Y'all try so hard. And they invented a clinch counter for Devin off of one fight. As if we didn't go through a decade of Vladimir Klitschko. Jab straight, hug. Jab straight, lean. Jab straight, hug. Hug, hug. Jab straight, knockout. As if we ain't watched Johnny Ruiz. Jab straight, hug. Beard in the eye. Jab straight, hug. Hug, hug, hug. Hug, hug, hug. Foul, foul, foul. Hug, hug. Headbutt, foul, foul, foul. Come on. Y'all put that on Devin? As if I don't watch Shakur? And buzz this. I didn't say shit bad about Shakur. That's y'all with this shit. A clinch counter? I say, what is this? Y'all try so hard. But Devin Haney is who you wish your favorite fighter could be. Shakur has become a catchweight king. I'll fight Devin, but I need a catchweight. I need a rehydration. I'll fight Conor Ben, but I need a rehydration. But Devin's a weight bully? What? Then I'll ask you, how many times Devin missed weight? 0. How many times Shakur missed weight? Go! Uh-oh. Please don't play with me. I watch the sport, bruh. Don't play with me. They say everything but fight. Devin is the A-side by way of name. But realistically, when you're dealing with Riyadh season, there's no A-side, B-side. You go to Turkey and say, well, how much you want? That's what I'm saying. The fool that came in the chat yesterday, tell Devin to send the contract. What the fuck you mean send the contract? Devin ain't got to do shit. There's a list. Turkey said it's hard getting Devin fights. Why do you think he said that? Because the motherfuckers on the list are not responding. You're on the list. Your next response should be, what? Run it. Like Brian Norman did. Had Brian Norman beaten Devin the way y'all thought he was going to beat Devin, everybody on the list would have been like, oh, see, that's why I ain't answer, because, you know, Devin ain't like that. You see, I know. That's why I ignored it. But they watched that fight and they got scared. They said, oh, shit. All of that shit, PTSD, pillow fist, he killed it in one fight. He's a runner. He killed it in one fight. And they were like, yo, I ain't doing that shit. You do it. Don't look at me. Hey, Roller, you do it. Fuck you talking about? Conor, you do it. No, I want to knock you out. You do it. No, fuck you, Ryan. This is your business. Ryan, fuck you talking about? You do it. Now, you know, I got raped in the forest I got raped in the forest, and nobody wants to talk about that. Let's go to Ryan Garcia. Any knuckle dragging Ryan Garcia fans in my chat right now? Y'all remaining silent? Y'all go ahead and say something. I dare you. Any black knuckle dragging Ryan Garcia fans in my chat? Any black knuckle dragging Ryan Garcia fans in my chat? Because you can't unsee the left hook? Any of y'all? Any black Muslims who are Ryan Garcia fans, and you keeping it boxing? You keeping it boxing? Because there's no racism in boxing. You keeping it boxing, and Devin wasn't good on the inside, and I can't unsee the left hook, and Osterine don't matter, and weight don't matter, and there's no racism in boxing. You in my chat today? Say something. Who does Tank pray to? Do you understand why I don't F with Tank at all? You understand that? There's no coming back from that, bro. And I still get up here and say I don't want to see him in jail or nothing like that, but the flip side to that is some dudes need to go sit down for a while so they can stay out the public eye, reflect, and get the proper counseling they need. He says he wants to get therapy and get all the anger out of him so, but he can't be a fighter and not be angry. That's not true. That's not true. You don't need to be angry to be a fighter. You got to be smart. But that's something else. But you see why I don't deal with Tank? There's no coming back from that. And I know some knuckle draggers, the K-Ho came in here and was like, oh no, that was before the racial things came out. Well, what was his response after that? His response was, if I found out you cheated, Ryan, I'm a slap the F out of you. Well, you found out he was cheating. No, he said, I'm going to F you up. Well, you found out he cheated. What, he didn't cheat enough? You said cheated. And then the monkey comments. You had more smoke for Devin Haney than he did for Ryan. You YNs can't get on code for anything, bro. No Smoke Television. Go subscribe to my brother. He says the Rolly impersonation. The impression. Yeah, man. Rolly's a clown, bro. Rolly's a clown. He is. He is. He's a strong kid, but he a clown. He's an absolute clown. Absolute clown. We're the Black Garcia fans. I want y'all to step up. Tell me how you keep it boxing. And I'll tell you how you hate yourself. I'll tell you how you just don't like Devin Haney. It's not Devin Haney's style of fight. You hate Bill because you don't know your father. You hate Bill because you don't know your father. Step up. Tell me, yo, it has nothing to do with that. I love my father. I know my father. I just don't like Devin. And then I'm going to ask you, why don't you like Devin? What has he done to make you not like him? Because I'm looking at the record. I'm looking at the accomplishments. And I'm looking at the hurdles he had to jump over and the red tape he had to cut to get the way he has to go. And now he's in a position where he is, quote unquote, namesake A-side, right? and he's calling out his contemporaries, and his contemporaries are the ones with the issues, and you don't like Devin. Why? And I'll tell you that you hate yourself. Because when I ask you about Ryan Garcia, I'm hearing things like allegedly. He allegedly cheated. Oh, so now the system, I mean, you guys went so far. The system is in bed with this black man, this black Muslim, by the way. Man. K-Ross asking about Shockey Forster and Shakur at 35. No. I mean, Shakur don't want nothing to do with that belt at 35. I think Mauricio Silliman burnt the bridge, and he doesn't care because Shakur is not Latin enough. Only 40% of him is Latin. He's too dark. He's a darky. He's only partially a Boricua, so he's not Latin enough for Mauricio Silliman. That dude's an effing racist, y'all. I don't care what you say. And I think he burnt the bridge. That's what he did. David Scott, salute. I think he burnt the bridge. So if the Shockey fight is going to happen, that's going to be a strictly Turkey thing. And again, I don't care about no goddamn belts. I pay to see the fighters. I don't care about those belts. I really don't. You know what I mean? So I hope they do get that fight going. Because I think O'Shaquie got that remedy for that. Whatever Shakur's bringing, I think he got the remedy for it. And people might not be thinking about that. They might say, oh, it's impossible. Y'all are being told Shakur is the best boxer you've ever seen. And I've seen people saying, oh, he's Floyd. He's like Floyd. He's like Floyd. No, he's not, bro. No, he's not. He was supposed to beat Teofimo. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Now you see why Teofimo was ducking black American fighters, bro. I told y'all this. Any fighter with good foot movement would beat his ass. Sandro Martin was jumping in his shit. I thought Jermaine Ortiz beat him. Time revealed the truth on that. You guys got to stop this. This dude is not Floyd. I'll never forget. They said, hey, man, Shane Mosley's fighting this Vernon Forrest dude next. And I said, this Vernon Forrest, do you know who that is? Well, nah. Well, you know, Shane got that power. I said, wait a minute. I asked you a question. Do you know who Vernon Forrest is? Well, no. I said, man, you guys got problems, man. This ain't no walk in the park. This is a problem. And y'all saw what happened. That's all I was saying. I'm tired of listening to y'all uneducated people who are driven by emotions because you love a guy or hate a guy. Look at the facts, man. Like Stormy says, watch boxing. I'm looking at this. There's a reason why we're calling Devin Debo. Y'all talking about, oh, he's not knocking nobody out. No. Nobody wanted smoke with Debo. Now Keyshawn's running around with bricks. You know what happened in Friday? You want to talk about it? They had to cheat to beat Debo. Did they not? It's a street fight. But Craig needed a brick because Debo was kicking his ass. Craig tried to get a gun, and his father said, we solved our problems with hands. We did it with these, son. You remember that? Did y'all really watch Friday? There was a message behind that. That same message was in Boys in the Hood. Boys in the Hood was in a comedy. He said, give me the fucking gun, Trey. Did y'all really watch Friday? I mean, it was funny, but he needed a brick to hit Debo. He needed to cheat. That wasn't a fair one. Take the win, because Debo was a bully. But if Craig ain't have that brick, what would have happened? There you go. He needed that brick. Even the odds. That sound like Shakur asking for a catch weight. I need a rehydration with Conor Ben. I need a rehydration with Devin. Keyshawn saying my bricks are the fists, my fists are the bricks. Cool. Did you call turkey? But I know. Y'all hate Devin. This is all Devin's fault. Man, Keyshawn on the list. He knows what to do. Kev's videos in that super chat salute. He says, Kellerman and Taco had still giving Ryan credit. I know. And look. Let me tell you something. I'm very professional and very civilized when I'm in media situations. And I've been around Taco Head twice. My blood boils. I'm grown. And when I'm acting off of my media credential, I have to have a certain etiquette. And that hard ER, Max Kellerman, the failed rapper that he is, let me time Prez out. This dumb nigga late to class. I'm not even reviewing everything I said, man. Shut up, nigga. You're done. I expect that from a culture vulture like Max Kellerman. I wouldn't talk to Max Kellerman unless he beats me in a battle rap. Beat me in a battle rap. Then we could talk some boxing. Because you're a fucking idiot. You're a goon. Taco he sat next to Teofimo Lopez with knee pads on. He never asked Teofimo Lopez about that the racial things, and he justified when this clown Ryan Garcia did it. He ain't calling me a hard ER. He ain't calling me that. He didn't specify. He said F all niggas and Muslims. That's what he said. He didn't specify, oh, except showbiz. He's my friend. And if you didn't get offended and call that out, if you was one of those niggas that justified it by saying, oh, well, he's on drugs. You the same dude that would let your girl snowball you after she blew Buddy up the block. Why your mouth tastes like that, honey? Well, I was drunk. And when she sobers up, she'll still say that you ain't doing enough for her. I did it because it's your fault. You ain't doing enough. And you take that. See, I don't like coons, bro. I don't like coons. And I'll tell you straight up and down, and he sees it when I look at him. Every time I see this motherfucker, I want to take my fucking right hand and slap him. And if he survives, I'll backhand him with the left. He's a fucking coon. He's a fucking coon. That's what he is. And he knows it. That's why he don't talk to me. Good. Good choice. Don't speak to me. Coons are dangerous because they look like you, but they behave a certain way. And that high yellow buck-eyed nigga is nothing but a hired gun. And I don't respect it. There's no coming back from what Ryan Garcia said and what he actually did. There's no coming back from that. So when I see you knuckle draggers still talking about what you can't unsee, I can't unsee you being a cracker in coon face. You Sambo. Uncle Tom wasn't the problem. Sambo was the problem. Read the damn story, Uncle Tom's Cabin. Uncle Tom wasn't the issue, it was Sambo. I'm not educating you clowns. I'm not. I already know your parents failed you or your single mom failed you. Your single mother failed you. If you don't know what life is about as a person of color on this planet, I don't feel sorry for you because there's too much information out here for you not to be educated. It's DD, deliberately dumb. There's no coming back from what Ryan did. There's no coming back from how Tank behaved. There ain't no coming back from that. What Teofimo Lopez did and said, ain't no coming back from that. And I've been real diplomatic about Keyshawn Davis. Because you so mad how you felt Devin treated you that you talking about drugs didn't matter? Drugs didn't matter, but you know what? It mattered enough for them to give you a no contest when they found marijuana in your system, right? Weight didn't matter, but you tried to cheat Edmund De Los Santos by coming in 4 pounds overweight. Demeanor don't matter, but our last vision of you on ESPN Boxing was you and your brothers jumping that dude that whipped your brother's ass. That was the last ESPN broadcast of boxing, was you acting crazy. Acting like the knuckle dragger. So I'm supposed to find humor? And Devin is looking to bless you with the payday? You said his name, and then 24 hours later, you told about Lewis Crocker, and then you running a South Central LA doing this this trolling joke. Hey, look, when Devin whoops your ass, don't try and cut your wrist with a butter knife, young man. Get some counseling and get back in the saddle. It's boxing, bruh. I'm tired of all you kids talking. Get to the work. Because Devin Haney is who you wish your favorite fighter could be. And I'm talking about all these niggas on the list. All of them. There's no excuse for this. That's why I'm not entertaining press bullshit. First of all, he's late to class. That's number one. Number two, I asked that YN, what do you want to see Tank do when you go to 140? He didn't say a name. You know what he said? I want him to go up in weight and make as much money as he can. And I asked him again. And he gave me the same response. Go up and make as much money as he can. He didn't say I want him to fight Devin or Ryan or Pitbull. Or no, he didn't say none of that. He said I want him to go up and make as much money as he can. Further proof that these dudes love Tank's skin. Y'all think I'll be playing when I say this is some gay shit? Y'all think I'm joking when I say that? No. This is how they really feel. They are infatuated, and some of these guys are sexually attracted to him like girls. I'm not making it up. No smoke in that super chat. He says, all that ducking and running just adds to the power and fury of what? The ninja sword.
Give power to my nigga sword!
Anthony in that super chat, he said, you win some and you lose some, but you live to fight another day. Exactly. That's how you're supposed to move. That's how you're supposed to move. But they think if they lose, life is over. Single mom vibes. Let's make that term popular, y'all. Oh, man. I want you sisters to start using that on these goddamn brothers. You giving single mom vibes. You know why the sisters can't say it? Because a lot of them are single moms. It's giving single mother vibes. It's giving fatherless vibes. You heard it here on the Strong House. Yo, your take on this is giving fatherless vibes. It's giving single mom vibes. It's giving I paint my pinky nail black vibes. It's giving skinny jeans vibes. Your take towards all of this is giving single mom vibes. There's no racism in boxing. It's giving single mom vibes. Because when she should have sat you down and explained to you the history of our leaders, Malcolm X, Dr. King, Marcus Garvey. She twerking and sent you to the babysitter. That iPad and Candy Crush, that's who raised you. It's giving single moms vibes. It's giving, when she get mad at you, all of a sudden, you turn into the dude that left her 20 years ago. Because you look just like him. Fuck out of here, man. It's giving fatherless vibes. We don't need that. DB3, we don't even know what that is. We just going to skip past that? That was a cry for help, you dummies. That was a cry for help. Y'all didn't hear his voice crack when he said that? And the father could get it too. We didn't even know what that is. I was like, oh shit, you heard that? Man, if that kid met his father, he'd collapse. Why don't you like me? You remember that episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? When he met his dad and his dad broke out again? Why don't he want me, man? Why don't he want me, man? Sound like KO, right? Why don't he want me, man? I'm assuming K-Ho don't know his dad. Because I know I heard that nigga say, I fucks with Tank, I identify with him. Whoa. What about Tank's life do you identify with? Niggas sent me, I didn't ask for this, but niggas sent me your bio. You went to a good college and you played ball. I think you grew up kind of good, right? You look clean cut, had the lineup and shit. Light-skinned nigga, right? So what part of Tank do you identify with, really? His lack of the grasp of English language, that's what you identify with? His slurred speech? That's what you identify with? Oh, I get it. The tattoos or what? The braided hair? What is it? What do you identify with? You're not from there. My brother CB, what up? You're not from there. You're from Texas, man. You went to a college. You got a whole wife, and I'm assuming you got a family. What the fuck do you identify with this kid? He's broken. Y'all know Tank is broken, right? He's a broken man. Look at what he's dealing with. And you identify with that? And then, when you were honest about him in love, he shit on you. And then when we said, oh, whoa, that's not fair, that motherfucker got mad at us. Don't talk about Tank telling me to eat a dick. Brothers fight. Well, he don't even know you. BF tried to get somebody to come to your channel from his camp, and they were like, no. Then he said, yo, invite him on to the rise. They were like, no. But you identify with that nigga? No, you know what it is? You know what it is? You know what it is? He got to stand on his square now, because if he doubles back and says, you know what, y'all were right about Tank, that's going to fuck up his brand. So now you stuck. You stuck. You done married the hoe. Now you done figured out that the bitch lied. Look, I kind of lied. I said I was with one person. I met 1,000. Damn! Man, you done walked the aisle already. She only been living in that town for 2 years. But those 17 prior years, she was in West Bubblefuck getting smashed on. And she went and got saved and then moved to another town and found you. Hey, deal with it, bro. Too late. It's too late Too late, baby, bye-bye. You stuck. You stuck. And I'm telling all of y'all fanatics, whether you a Boots fan, a Bud fan, a Keyshawn fan, or you just a fan of anybody that's in or around Devin Haney's list, don't fall in love with these guys because of whatever your personal reasons are. I fucks with fighters that are doing the work. Oh, and I forgot. Richardson Hitchens. Stay active and then call turkey. That's all I can say about you. I don't even have to clown this dude. Your man's name is Africa, not because he's African. I think he's of Haitian descent. You know why they call him Africa? Because he's black. Because his Latin trainers said you black, and they called him Africa. I'm not kidding. Look it up. That's where the name came from. You gotta be fucking kidding me. What y'all know about Junior? It's too late, baby, bye-bye. It's too late. You stuck with it. Live with your decisions. You can argue with me about your favorite fighter, but all I see is the work. I was going back and forth with the brother earlier. What he didn't know is I'm concerned for Boots. He was supposed to stay at 47 and clean some stuff up. Maybe he'd have won, maybe he'd have lost, but I'd have respected him if he did it. I like Boots. What I don't like is him fucking around with Eddie Hearn. The answer is, yeah, a lot of promoters are full of shit. But the answer is, do it yourself. Learn the game and do it yourself. What these dudes should be doing is sitting down and politicking with Bill and asking, how do I run my own business? But y'all don't want to talk to the brother. Y'all want to talk about the brother. And y'all run over to those folks. Lou DiBella, Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins, Bob Arum, Eddie Hearn, Barry Hearn, Frank Warren, all of them. You guys are hiders. Why not sit down and talk to Bill so he can put you up on game? You know why? As light-skinned as he is, his black face don't do it for you. And he's every bit as important as all the names I mentioned. Hiding like thieves in the night from life, illusions of oasis, making you look twice. You guys better wake up. All I see is the work. Y'all holler at me when somebody from this list steps up and says, I called turkey, we're looking at a date. Then we can talk about it. Because all of these fights are good fights. Now, do I think Devin beats everybody on that list? Yes. But are there 50-50 fights on that list? Yes. But I got Devin. But what do I always say? I got Devin, but show me. And it's not Devin ducking. It's these mofos. Pack y'all up.
I used to suck dick for coke. I seen him.
EJ, salute. Salute to everybody in November, the Zelda Cash at the Super Chat. I got shit to do today. What's today, Wednesday? I might do pep talk tonight. Be on the lookout. Get out y'all feelings. Tell your if your favorite fighter's on the list, tell him, email him, fax him, call him, DM him, and say, yo, please go beat up Devin. Please. And see what happens. If they start talking about catch weights and rehydration clauses and I need more money, and your favorite fighter might be full of shit. It's not Devin. It's your favorite guy. DHP all day. Bronx on deck.
Why are you gay? Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Nigger, nigger.